That is much better. Ready now.
Okay, so now we're back in our own body. And Eleanor's busy tearing up the place with her new powers. Guess what? She's going to be fighting alongside us for this point in the game until the end.
Did remind me of you, Father. The skin of a born survivor. And now I'm ready to fight at your side. Mother doesn't stand a chance.
Now, from this point on, almost everything that she says, almost everything at least, is a variable, depending on how you played the game at this point. Like, she will, her personality, her attitude, her motives, everything will be completely different, depending on how you played the game, your morality choices with the harvesting or rescuing of the little sisters and the people that you killed. And, now, up until this point, it really hadn't been that thorough. Like, they really hadn't done a whole lot with it to really expound on that. And neither did the previous game until much later as well. But now is like, that was when it really gets good. You really start to see the evidence of how all of your hard work is paid off. But a few things to go over here. We are given a new plasmid and a slot to equip it for free. And it is the Summon Eleanor plasmid, which allows us to herp summon Eleanor, and we basically get a free big sister that fights alongside us for a short amount of time, and it's really good. It consumes a lot of Atom, but obviously it's a nice thing to have. But I won't really be using it all that much because I think it's pretty overpowered. But another thing is we're fighting more brute splicers again, but I can pretty much knock out half their health with a single drill dash now. We're that powerful. But yeah, like I was saying, just pay attention to if you're doing a good run through the game and you're watching this LP, pay attention to everything she's saying, because it's completely different. Like, when she was freeing us from the chair there, that line was completely different, and everything she says from now on, for the most part. Some of it's the same regardless, but most of it is dependent on your choices throughout the game. Your choices have pretty much defined her as a character, and it's really awesome and fascinating. So, she just throw a rock at that guy and kill him instantly. She has all the same attacks that the regular big sisters do as well. She's indestructible. So to move on with the end of the game here, Inner Persephone is a separate level technically from the rest of Persephone. So it was just too big of a level to have in one area, so they had to section it off like this. There's probably a lot of data on that particular part, so they had to section it off, I guess. So this is the rest of the game right here.
This is Sinclair's lifeboat, Father. Out the window here. It's our
Rapture cannot even contain us anymore. We gotta bust out of here.
Sinclair, he wouldn't just
and that's gonna be how we're gonna do it right there.
Yes, Delta. What of Sinclair? The man who would sell paradise. And where is he now?
Warning.
So Sinclair's around here somewhere, and that's his lifeboat, so let's go find out where he's gotten himself stuck into. Hopefully not into a bunch of trouble.
This facility hangs over an ocean trench, Delta. The family has activated timed charges within its foundations. Surrender before detonation, or we shall fall and be crushed in the abyss below.
Mother has locked all of Persephone down, including the gangway leading to the lifeboat. We can reverse it from the holding wing if we hurry. Come on!
I think some of Sophia's dialogue also changes depending on
Use the plasmid if you need
how you've
me,
changed Eleanor's character, but not significantly. Mostly she's just pissed that you stole her child away from her and ruined her plan, and she will be like that regardless of which morality choice you made throughout the game. So because we're almost at the end of the game, I feel no regret in really using up all my resources and just going completely crazy here. But speaking of completely crazy, let's get the most powerful upgrade in the game. It might not be the most powerful. Well, first of all, we're going to go ahead and equip our final, let's get all of our final gene tonics here, and then we'll get the best plasma in the game, or at least my personal favorite, Telekinesis 3. So now we can pick up live enemies and throw them at each other. That's right, you heard right. Now, I know we can't do it with a brute splicer, of course, but we can do it with most smaller enemies. And obviously it does a lot more damage as you'd expect, so. And now we are a Jedi and we have Force powers. How amazing is that? Now we can beat a mother with another mother. And all the better for it. God, it's so brutal. You can pick up live enemies and drill them to death, or you can melee them to death, or as they're coming towards you, hit them with a short-range weapon like the shotgun, and just it incapacitates them as well while you're holding them, so you can pretty much do whatever you want with them. It is so brutal. That's why they waited until the last level to reveal it to us, because it's so powerful. Alright, keep it together. We're almost done here.
Father. It's the only way I can save you now.
Beginning admission sequence. Don't you recognize Sinclair?
Wait, what?
Now he is what you should have been. One final Alpha series, ready to die for the family.
Got to be kidding me.
As Persephone's former owner, he is the ideal man to put you back in your cage.
Mother's controlling Sinclair, Father, and he's got the master key. Catch him!
She turned Sinclair into a freaking Alpha series. You've got to be kidding me.
Kid, lambs in my head. I can't help myself. I have to fight just to talk. Left me my goddamn tongue to torture the bomb codes out of me. She wants me to stop you leaving. I'm sorry.
So I guess you're wondering if the this game is going to do the whole Atlas Fontaine thing regarding Sinclair, which it didn't. Actually, he remains a good guy to the very end, but now he must meet his tragic fate as he's standing between us and our goal. So what are we going to do? Now, unfortunately, we don't have a choice here. We're going to get guilt-tripped if we decide to kill him, which we have to do, but ultimately it doesn't actually affect our morality alignment. We have to do it regardless. But we'll be called a monster, and we're killing our best friend to as a means to an end, blah blah blah. And we're just exasperating all of our resources and all of our assets because we're selfish and greedy and blah blah blah. But in the other ending, the good ending is more like it feels more like a tragedy. But that's a good use of the telekinesis right there. But obviously the telekinesis is very good for the all-drill setup because you can just pick up, if you can close the distance between you and an enemy that's using range attacks by just grabbing them and holding them in front of you and killing them with the drill that way. But it consumes a lot of drill fuel, of course, to use the primary fire. Yeah, we are just an unstoppable beastly powerhouse now, and I cannot wait. But as you saw there with the brute splicers, I've been using the solid slugs against them because they are the largest, and most powerful.
I know you can hear me.
What do you call it? The largest, most powerful splicer type enemy that is vulnerable to anti-personnel attacks. So, and it sends their bodies flying across the room, and it's absolutely hysterical to witness. So, around here there are some prisoners that are just kind of lying around, and they don't really do much of anything. They don't attack you. They're not really spliced up or anything, and they will just kind of sit there. If you hit them with anything, they instantly die. And most of them actually don't have any loot either. They're kind of useless.
Now that's a clever gambit. Still hoping I'll accept survival in her care? We leave together, Father, or this is where we die.
But yeah, Sophia is such a evil, you-know-what, like,
Kid, I'm sorry.
taking our one and only best friend from us, the one we trusted, the one we weren't going to kill otherwise, even though we're doing a completely evil run.
You're gonna have to break in here and put me down.
Hate to do this, man, but you're not making it any easier on us. I know it's not your fault, but... Okay, so what we got to do here is we have to find the code to get into the security office there where he's locked himself in. And you have to find 2 audio diaries that have, each of them have half the code. They have the first 2, one has the first 2 digits, the other has the last 2 digits. And then you get the entire code that way. But unless you're like me and played the game before, you probably have it memorized. But it's been a while and I don't remember off the top of my head, so I don't have, like, I do have the strategy guide, but I'm not going to go look at it right now to figure out what the code is. So I'm just going to show it off the old-fashioned way and show off all the areas where you have to go to find the audio diaries.
Or draw him out. When he's dead, we will
and once I do, we can get in there the proper way. I'm not going to... We're running actually pretty good on time, and we're almost at the end of the game, so I'm not really worried about... showing off a little bit more exposition here, because this game, while it has drug on a little bit too long, it hasn't quite overstayed its welcome like I thought it did. It's actually been quite a fun LP to make.
The wardens ignored my warnings for far too long. I'm taking this into my own hands.
Well, that's reassuring.
I hack tool to nullify his turrets and subvert the bots. I also figured out the code. It's 2-6.
Son, I built this place and I...
Okay, so that's the first 2 down. We need to get the last 2.
And now I'm paying for it. Wish I had time to make amends. Take the lifeboat. It's all yours. Just don't leave me like this.
There's actually quite a lot of audio diaries in here, some of which are completely superfluous.
That's half the code. Now find the rest.
It's time to leave this place. I held out hope for months.
I thought it would show half the code if we had half of it already, but it doesn't for some reason.
Seems like this rope is my only ticket to freedom. I'm sure Ryan has seized the bookstore. No telling where Gloria and Billy will have to live. Can't seem to form a complete thought anymore. Can't sleep with that glow coming in the windows. Things out there watching us. Maybe I'll get to sleep now.
Okay, moving on. Honestly, I'm getting kind of stumped as to where the next one is. I'm kind of looking around for it. Here's a very good tonic we get towards the end of the game. And it's called Elemental Sponge, and I'm thinking that I'm going to equip that over our Keen Observer for our research, because we're done with research, so we don't need that anymore. We have all the benefits we can get from research, and we don't need that anymore. So what it does is when we take damage from an elemental attack, we gain a small amount of E from that. So it's good for the all drill setup, and it's just good in general.
Free will, Delta. Eleanor's gift to you. And with each decision, you twisted her into your own image. Sinclair has no such choice.
I must be going the complete wrong way.
He serves the world unerringly. He is now the better man.
This is not the way I came, I don't think. Huh, I don't know if I've ever been down here before. There's another tonic in here. Elemental Vampire. This is an incredibly good tonic for our level 3 plasmids that when we use the elemental streams, like the charged attacks. Oh, this is new. Huh, this is kind of cool. This is like a scripted encounter here with a bunch of Houdini splicers. I've never really done this before. But yeah, like I was saying, the we regain some health from all the enemies that we're dealing damage to with that attack. So it's awesome. There's also a tonic. I don't know if I got it earlier in the game, or if I got it and didn't bother to equip it. But it allows us to. I think it's called the Fountain of Youth, and allows us to restore health by just standing in water, which we can do. We can utilize quite often in this game. Although obviously I'm not going to be using it during the LP because it would take forever to sit there on screen and allow my health to regenerate, and that would just be boring to watch. So, but I just wanted to go over that before I completely miss my opportunity to. Here we go. Here's the last 2 digits.
I caught a glimpse of the warden entering the code to the tower today. Last 2 digits were 7 and 3. Didn't catch the rest. Maybe I can just figure it out. Trial and error. Wonder how long that'd take.
When you...
Alright, Sinclair. I hate to have to do this.
Do me in, kid. Don't blame...
Sinclair is moving, Father. Track him down.
He's got a launcher as well. Otherwise, he's a pretty normal, Alpha series. I ran out of drill fuel there. I was going to drill into that, but... He's a bit tougher than your normal Alpha series, though.
So long, kid. Thank you.
Ending
Sorry,
lockdown will release
We had a good
all the
run.
prisoners, Father. Be ready before you use that key on the
Could have
override
had it all.
switch.
Alright, there's the last Power of the People station in the game here.